Hey, bitch. Listen, I just got up here so that I could chat with you for a little piece. Just a little piece, not a whole lot. It's not been a whole lot that's been going on for the most part, but just a little something that I want to chat about. So, first things first, okay? I feel like this is a celebration. I feel like we all should be super, uber, duper excited because my girls is back. Okay, my girls, The Hunting Wives, for the people that have not checked it out, season one is available over on Netflix. Okay, I got a chance to watch this of what, a few weeks, maybe a month ago or so, and girl, it was good. It was good. It's about this lady, her husband, and her son. They relocate to this area, and she find herself in town drama, is what I'll say. She also finds herself in lust with one of them people's wives as well. So it's real juicy. It's like a murder mystery type of thing going on. And it's really good. You won't be disappointed. I did have a few people, that found out about the show from me reviewing it or whatever. So yeah, I was wondering whether or not they were going to do a season two, and finding out that they are going to be doing a season two. And this just dropped like what, a day or so ago, a few days ago. And I was like kind of excited. I was wondering where they were gonna go with this though. I'm like, okay, y'all done killed off some people, some folks I would rather see stay. But they gonna bring us a season two, and I'm so looking forward to how they finna play this all out. How are y'all finna do this? Are y'all gonna let what happened in the final episode? Because I'm trying not to give you guys spoilers for the people that haven't seen it. How are y'all? Is that gonna be a dream, maybe? Or is that something that really happened? Like, it's gonna be a mess. But I will always highlight the fact that the preacher's wife can't think of her name at this time. And this is a piece of a spoiler alert. I'm gonna have to give a spoiler alert. I will say, with this preacher's wife, we never saw her service. We never saw where she laid to rest. Okay. So with that being said, I'm like, my girl had to have survived just a little piece. Because understand, when you're writing stories, you can make up and do whatever the hell it is that you want. Okay. So let me know if my girl will be back, as I think that she should be back for another season to run a muck off in that BIT. Because the only one that was really able and ready to go against Miss Margot, honey, was her, for real, for real. So y'all gonna have to wake my girl up from the dead. Like, y'all, it's just I don't want to hear nothing else. You're just gonna have to do it. Figure it out. Figure it out immediately. Thank you. And when I talk about the fact that you can do whatever the hell you want when you're writing, that's clearly the case when it comes to Beauty in Black with Tyler Perry over on Netflix. Now, season two has dropped. Binged watched all of it, what, Friday or Saturday night? One of them nights, okay? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the most part. Of course, the show has its hiccups, some things that they could work on, some more developing of characters and storylines and stuff. They could do a better job. I think because some of the actors, in my personal, are a bit better than others from some stuff that I've seen. I feel like the actors kind of help the dialogue and stuff, just a little piece. But the storyline, I'm just gonna jump to the ending for me, because this is the first thing that's on my mind. And y'all, spoiler alert, spoiler, fast forward, girl. Listen, why did the brother, and please forgive me because I don't know nobody's name at this point, okay? The young brother, why did the brother chop the people up? Why did you need to saw them up when you are a family that comes from money? I feel like the writers could have wrote that so much better. Like, you a person, your family come from money. Like, you don't know nobody that got like a crematory service where you could have just went and dropped them bodies off. Like, y'all got access to a whole judge. Well, girl, not anymore. But y'all got access. Why did you have to chop them up? Why you couldn't have somebody crematory service or whatever come back, pick them bodies up, and then you go do what you need to do? But can I also say that that's what he get to a little bit, because you so focused on being a thought and getting what it is that you want, that you wasn't even paying attention to the fact that you was being set up. And the way that he kept telling that man to leave and that man would not leave would have thoroughly pissed me off. Like, I would have had to physically remove him from my property, because ain't then, like, I just can't. I'm not even gonna, I just can't. Okay, I wouldn't be able to do that. That would have pissed me the hell off. Um, Thoroughly love Kimmy stepping into her own. Okay, thoroughly love that she's stepping into her own. and everybody around her is squirming, at least the haters, and I love it. Now, Rain was getting on my fucking nerves. Rain, you acting like the money Kimmy has come into is your money, and it's not. You might get a little piece, but it's not. I need you to understand your role. I said these two probably gonna fall out in a second because you gonna overstep your boundaries and you gonna get on my girl Kimmy fucking nerves. Okay, that's just what it is. You gonna get on her nerves. You gonna wear her out. Angel, shout out to Angel because when they played that scene up like Angel was finna be clapped out of here, I said, girl, ain't no way. Ain't no way y'all finna. I'm like, y'all better not let Angel go out like that. That is so messed up. And he ain't even much had did nothing, girl. Well, shout out to Angel is what I'll say. But it was good. I mean, the only time I really was here for Rain was when she got into that hotel and she started going up against the lady that pretty much messed her body up, that botched her body in so many words. Okay. So definitely was here for that. Baby. Now I don't know what's up with Julia's son, but they trying to say that the son was still breathing. I believe it's what I believe it's what it was. Even though all that blood was given, he was dead. I got a few thoughts about that. So first of all, I wonder if the boy's gonna have memory. I feel like something gonna be wrong with his memory for him to not realize who actually did this to him, and he gonna slowly start gaining consciousness, or so much his memory gonna start coming back to realize what happened. That's one, possibly. Two, I feel like Kimmy need to watch her sister. I feel like when Horace sat up there and said, "Hey, your sister is a liability. Like you don't have to go ahead and get her the hell up out of here," in so many words, because you're not going to be able to function because you're so focused on trying to protect her, yada yada yada. And she's like, "Oh, she wants to go off to college." She's like, "Okay, yeah, do that." But see, I also feel like that's like not only is that a good idea because yeah, you can't focus on what you need to do because of your sister. But also, I question your sister because your sister running up there into the stable to go ahead and hunch on a man she don't even much know makes me question, how did she really come in contact with Jules now? Did they really snatch her up, or was she willingly going over there to follow in your footsteps type thing? I don't know what the sister got going on, but I hope her sister don't come and mess that thing up for her. So you need to watch your little sis. Like y'all gonna have to have a conversation about that. Was there anything else? The big brother is annoying. Okay, not Horace's brother, but the Horace's oldest son gets he like his character, like he's never happy. Like at some point he needs to be like, just I don't know, we're gonna have to find him stretched out somewhere because when I say never happy, and he plays the hell out of his character because he annoys the hell out of me. And it was this other show that was on YouTube that he was a part of. It started out on YouTube and then it made its way over to Clio TV, I believe. Can't even think of the name of it, but he annoyed me in that little that show too. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was like an independent type of TV show. It was cute. But that boy, he know how to irk somebody's nerves as a character. But my favorite character is the younger brother. Okay, when he walked over there to Kimmy talking about something, okay, bitch. Okay, I might like you, bitch. You know what? I like you, bitch. Like, girl, that boy is hilarious. Okay, that they did a great job casting him because he really be on point. What I don't like is the fact that his mama came back this season like a full out drunk, and I feel like she wasn't that drunk last season. I feel like last season she was more so like on her SHI. She was in charge. She was clapping whoever she needed to clap, like the little boy toy she got clapped. Like she was in control of herself. In this season, she just lost control, and I believe it was tied to her like not having coin. You know, when people got coin, they feel all kinds of powerful. But when people ain't got their money like that, we get a little shaky wakey. So I don't know. But child, y'all need to stop coming to us with 8 episodes and gonna give us 10. Let's round this thing up a little piece and develop the storylines a little bit more and go from there. And with Horace going overseas to get whatever done he needs to get done, I feel like Horace is going to beat it. Whatever the disease is that Horace has, I feel like Horace is going to beat it. That is my personal. And I don't know if it's going to come back because it could come back at any moment. But I feel like Horace is going to beat whatever this situation is. Because personally, I feel like they want to introduce that into the show as a part, a piece of his character or whatever the case, if he's not going to survive. So that's going to be interesting. And I also feel like when it comes to the driver, is his name Alex, the driver, I feel like he could be trusted. but for only so much too, because he do still give sneaky vibes, right? Even though Horace said like, oh, he's a good guy, he's a good cop or whatever, he just got caught up with the wrong people. But shoot, everybody will get a little shaky when it come down to them being able to get the hell out of Dodge. You feel me? So I don't know, girl. But either way, good luck. Y'all let me know if you've watched Beauty in the Black. If you ain't gonna watch Beauty in the Black, and whether or not you like, you know what? Hell yeah. I'm gonna watch it, Jamie. Just because you mentioned it. Hell yeah. Let me go check this mess out. Leave it all down below. All right. So the next thing that I would like for us to kind of get into is going to be, let's see what I want to talk about. You know what? While we're talking about Netflix, let's go ahead and touch on this real quick. So, what we're learning is that Netflix is actually considering doing video podcasts, right? So, they're looking for like an executive to head up their podcasting department because what they want to be able to do is to directly compete with YouTube. And while I think this may be an amazing idea, or I ain't gonna say amazing, but it may be a great idea, I do wonder how that's going to affect other creators. I mean, like, granted, it's probably going to be a good thing ultimately, but they just gotta make sure they know what they're doing. It's something that they've talked about, I believe, like earlier this year or before, and they're gonna, continue to work on building it up. So we'll see how it's gonna go and if it's gonna be good. Right now, YouTube does remain like as the number one for a lot of content creators when it comes to getting paid and stuff like that. Like they on the top. Um, but I also question what kind of deals do they offer the advertisers, right? In comparison to what the structure is going to be like for Netflix, should they start running ads, which is very possible because when they have some of these live shows, it looks like they may be running some ads or whatever. So I'm wondering, how is that structure going to be set up? How beneficial is it really going to be for the creators? Is what I'm wondering. I also question whether or not YouTube is going to try to, and I don't even know if you could do this, right? But I do wonder if YouTube is going to try to, I don't know if they could do it for the people that already work for them, maybe, but for the incoming people that may work for them, I wonder if they're going to try to upgrade their non-compete clause or something like that to where a person probably couldn't go work for a similar company for oh so long. Because I think some non-competes may last as long as a year, but in this America that we're living in, child, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to extend that to be a little longer. Because why would YouTube really want y'all to start working for their company only to go over to Netflix and get them the full play by play on how to do this, right? So I wonder what this is going to look like. Now, I've heard that Netflix has tried to I've heard that Netflix has tried to do this podcasting thing before and it really didn't work out. So now it looks like they may be trying it again. And I'm wondering, are they going to try this from the ground up with developing their own interface, or are they going to try to go and buy out a particular company that's already trying to do something like that and then take it under its wing and then develop it from there? I don't know. But I feel like this could be a good thing. But what I also read was that last year they were considering working with a few podcasters like Alex Cooper of Call Her Daddy podcast. They were considering doing some type of deal with her or whatnot, but I believe she ended up going with Sirius XM, and she ended up doing some type of $125 million deal over there. So I'm like, when I saw that, it just made me feel like, okay, so are you going to be doing this podcasting service and opening it up to all creators like YouTube is? And if so, what are the details going to look like as far as when people can get monetized, how much they would make off of it, or videos per views or whatever the case is? I do question that. Um, or are you guys going to start off with the people with the huge, large platforms, right? I feel like a lot of the people, in my personal opinion, that have these huge platforms with millions, 4 millions of followers, I be feeling like a majority of those people are problematic as hell. In my personal, but I understand if companies would rather take a gamble on those individuals versus just a wide range of people, such as myself and other smaller creators. I feel like they would take a better gamble on them because they already have like the larger base audience and everything is going to be based on viewership. So let's do a deal with Joe Rogan or somebody, right? Alex Cooper, and ain't no telling who else, to where they can bring their audience over here. So I just wonder what that's going to look like. And it sounds like it's going to be, I don't know, it could be good. And then what could it really be? Okay, who is it going to be for? I understand that you're trying to compete with YouTube, but how? In what way? What is that going to look like? They don't even know, right? Which is why they're seeking to get an executive in the role to assist with, the podcasting and I guess building things out from there. So this is gonna be interesting. I know a lot of people weren't sure if this was accurate or not, but I ended up finding an article over on Business Insider that linked back to some other articles that they reported on regarding Netflix in this podcasting space, like, earlier on, like this year or last year. So it seems like it's been something that they've been talking about for a minute. And they're now trying to really move forward because they're trying to hire somebody. And I wonder how YouTube feel. YouTube probably pissed. Like if we've been operating this space, making billions of dollars, and y'all want to try and come tap in. Now, granted, money is everywhere. Everybody can make money, but it makes me question, right? Well, I don't, it may not affect them at all. This is what I was thinking, and I could be wrong. I was wondering if Netflix added, as in like this ad based type of, revenue with commercials and stuff, if some of the commercials might want to, or the advertising companies might want to gauge who has the better deal, right? But then I was like, now maybe not so much. Maybe that's just another platform for them to pour their money into because we see the same commercials on BET, ABC, CBS, NBC. Okay. Even though quite a few of them, if not all of them, are owned by one company, maybe they just had that one payment going to that one company and they just disperse it out amongst all of them. Not sure how that works, but I do have a lot of questions that need answers, and we'll find those out later at some point. And who knows? We don't know how soon this is gonna take off. We don't know if this is something that they're gonna try and put in play next year or 3 to 5 years from now, but that is something that is a conversation. And I just want to know more about it because I got questions that need answers. Okay. But hey, it's going to be good for some people. Okay. So I guess shout out to Netflix, child. We'll see. And anywho, who there is more I want to get into, and actually I want to talk about this. Let's go ahead and get into Officer Norman. For a lot of you guys that may not be familiar with Officer Norman became very popular on social media by way of going to the hood, in so many words, doing a lot of videos and supporting a lot of the black people, right? A lot of the black kids and stuff, doing different activities with them and all of that. So he really rose to fame because of that. He's gotten, and let me see, I wanted to pull something up real quick. Okay, cool. So yeah, so he's gotten a lot of traction, a lot of attention from that, a lot of support. He now has 1 million of followers, I do believe, still over on Instagram. Well, recently he was arrested for domestic battery against his wife. He did have to pay a $350 fine to get out of jail. All right. I believe he was charged with like a third degree domestic battery charge. But we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to read some of this article over here. They're saying Tommy Norman, a nationally recognized officer with the North Little Rock Police Department, was arrested Saturday on domestic violence charges. They're saying, according to a statement from the North Little Rock Police Department, they're saying that he was charged with 1 count of domestic battery in the third degree. He is currently being held, but as I'm giving you guys this report, he is out, from my understanding, on just $350. So I'm not sure what all really transpired, but they're saying, according to the arrest report, an officer responded shortly before midnight to an unknown address for a reported assault and made contact with Norman's wife, okay, who was visibly upset. She said that during an argument with Norman, he struck her on the right side of her chest with the back of his hand. The officer noted in the report that what appeared to be a slight injury was visible on the woman's chest. Okay. The report said Norman told the officer that during that argument, his wife was slapping him and that he tried to block the slap, and that is what caused injuries. I don't know if that's true, and he's trying to keep her from slapping him and he ends up hitting her chest, but obviously he did something for her to be so upset to want to slap him. This is just what I'm believing. All right. So they're saying the statement of the North Little Rock Police said Norman has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the judicial process and an internal investigation. All right. It looks like they may have also told him to take down any like photos and stuff connected to the police department until everything is done. Don't know what's going to happen with this situation. They gave him such, to me, when I hear that your bond is like $350, I'm like, they gave you such a low. They could have just let it be what it was, but obviously she had like a strike on her, so they had to do their job. But I do think that it is going to be a situation where I think in my personal, it's going to be a situation where it's going to go away. I think if the DA tries to press further charges, I feel like the wife may not cooperate, so nothing's going to happen. That's my opinion. I feel like she may try and go and get the charges dismissed if she could because of the third degree of that. Not sure, but it appears that she did put a statement out, and I want to get into this statement here. All right. So let's see what she said here. Sorry, y'all. So the wife says, in response to the incident involving Officer Norman, his wife released this statement. Like many families, we have experienced both loving memories and difficult times, but that does not diminish the love we share. We are leaning on God for strength and guidance, and we kindly ask for grace, prayers, and privacy as we move forward. We are truly grateful for the love and support of our family, friends, and the community. Please continue to keep us all lifted in prayer. We also want to acknowledge that this time has come with many challenges, including rumors and outside pressures, which have been difficult for our family. What remains true is that we care deeply for one another and hold the utmost respect for the dedication and passion Tommy has for the community. We ask that this matter be allowed to be handled privately with dignity and respect. Okay, so that is what his wife is saying, which for me is another indicator that she likely won't cooperate, and these charges will likely be dropped, dismissed, or whatever. He might be reinstated as an officer once things are dismissed, go away, whatever the case is. And that's that. Oh wow, that's interesting. So he puts up a statement. He says, oh no, okay, so this statement looks like it may have come from his wife. All right, because it says this is the admin over the post. Okay, so I guess somebody that controls his page, some woman that controls his page decided to put a statement out on his behalf. So that's that, y'all. So the loving officer that the people are familiar with, honey, unfortunately has been charged with third degree domestic battery. So you guys can leave your thoughts and comments about this situation down below. But when I tell you, it's been a lot of caucasity that's been going on out here in my personal, because Miss Kathleen Schumann decided that she was gonna let her neighbor fuck around and find out in my personal, okay? Because Miss Ma'am has been accused of firing a flare gun at her neighbor. All right, in the midst of an argument. Now, I'm not going to play the video, but you guys can definitely go over to the social media and find out on Instagram. Just type in Kathleen Schumann, and I'm sure one of the videos is going to pop up for you guys to see exactly what Miss Ma'am did, okay? Or you can go to TikTok. I'm sure they have it over there, right? So they're saying a New York resident was arrested after she allegedly shot a neighbor in the face with a flare gun following a verbal altercation in their Long Island retirement community. Miss Ma'am is 76 years old, and she facing one count of second degree assault causing injury with a weapon. Girl, what? He done pissed this lady off. Do you hear me? Let me see what the news is saying.
A man shot in the face with a flare gun. Police say it happened in West Babylon on Monday. The victim is recovering as the suspect appeared in court Tuesday. News 12's Logan Crawford was there.
Unbelievable. I mean, where do you get a flare gun?
Police say 76-year-old Kathleen Schumann of West Babylon shot her neighbor in the face with a flare gun Monday. Police say it happened at a West Babylon 55 and older community where Schumann and the victim live. Neighbors say the two were fighting.
I've known her a while, and, you know, she's really calm.
Police have not said what led up to Schumann allegedly firing the flare gun. In court, she denied the accusations.
We don't know the reason why, and I don't know the people, so I'm just sorry it happened, and it's unfortunate.
The victim was taken to the hospital, and police say the flare caused substantial pain and physical injury. The judge set bail for Schumann at $5,000 cash and ordered her to stay away from the victim. Logan Crawford, News 12.
Ma'am, when did you do that, ma'am? You did that on September 10th, that night? Girl, now you know it was so much going on between the 9th and the 10th, honey. Well, really on the 10th. So y'all over here just turning up all over the place, huh? Girl, this white on white crime is crazy. I think at this point it is beyond a Jet 2 holiday. All right, girl, I cannot, ma'am. Get somewhere and sit down. Now, I don't know what that man did to her. I saw online where people were saying that they have an issue with their dogs or something, but Miss Ma'am definitely shot the man in the face. He has a big mark, like a huge mark right here, like boom, on his face. Okay. Once she fired at him, that man ran, grabbed her by her head and her neck, and kind of threw her on the ground type thing. I said, girl, this is crazy. Okay. Y'all have been cut up. And girl, we just trying to make it to the next day. Can y'all just please slow down? Just please ease back. Okay. Good luck. Okay. To Miss Ma'am, Miss Schumann. Cause she out here shooting men. That's what's going on. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What more do I want us to get into? All right. So another thing I want us to get into is my girl Kayla Nicole. Because let me tell y'all something. Y'all know Chris Brown has been doing the Breezy Bowl. It has been extremely successful lately. I do believe he has the #1 tour that has been sold out for the past few months, so whatever the case is. And he's just having his moment. And it looks like Miss Kayla Nicole had her moment too. All right. You guys can find it over there on the social media. Okay. Now, Kayla decided, or not really decided, but they chose her. I do believe the ladies that go onto the stage with Chris Brown are already pre-selected. And he pretty much, does his song, Take You Down or whatever. He brings a young lady on the stage, grinds on her, dance on her, pretends to kiss her, and possibly does when the lights go out. Who knows? And Kayla was one of those people. When I tell you, as soon as my girl got on the stage, she started showing out with popping her tail while he over there dancing. This ain't the first time, but baby girl, we can pretend. Bumping ground for the night will never end. I'ma take you down. I wanna take you down. So he over there doing his dance. And she over there bending over, popping that thing. And like, I was like, you better go ahead. Okay, you better do the absolute most, because how often do women get the opportunity to really be on the same stage as Chris Brown in that type of capacity? So if that's what you want to do, pop that thing, shake that thing. Pop that thing, shake that thing. And that's what she did. Child, this lady had both her legs up in the air. I was on the floor. I was so tickled. She was getting her entire life. He rolling, she rolling, or grinding, whatever they was doing it, okay? And she did what she needed to do. All right, she did put a statement up on her social media, and I do want us to tap into it for just a quick piece, okay? Let me see if I have it over here, where she was pretty much like, I do this for all the girls that, look like me, okay? The girls that, let me see if I got it. The girls that look like me, that be like me. So she says, well, that was fun. Had to really do it for the teenage me. Okay. She says, blasting Chris Brown in her bedroom for the mini me who saw him at one of her first concerts, for the woman who sometimes feels like she has to be a monolith instead of multi-layered. I did it for the smart girls, the cool girls, the sexy girls, the fun girls, for all of us who are all of those things at once. And I overly did it for my brown girls. Thank ya. Okay. So the way that they got up here and they just showed out was listen, they could have, and I was here for it. I said, I said, so now Taylor, his dancer, and when I'm thinking of brown girls, Taylor and her, I'm like, so y'all be the only ones that be out there throwing that thing and knowing how to give it to them. Oh, okay then. Well, Chris, you might as well go ahead and, but anywho, do what you're gonna do, because you're gonna do that anyway, okay? But good luck. All right. But Miss Girl did her job, and shout out to Kayla for that. Somebody else that's been out here doing their job a whole lot would be Cardi B. Okay, a lot of you guys know Cardi B is going to be dropping that album on this Friday. Am I the drama? Girl, it's giving you is. You have definitely stayed in the conversation for a very long periodically time, okay? Cardi went out there and did something down to one of them bodegas, honey, and the people wouldn't even let the cars get nowhere because they done surrounded the vehicle. She on top of the vehicle. She over there popping that thing. One of the security guards touching her. She like, get your hands off me. She over there touching grabbing babies, hugging babies, shaking hands, taking pictures, and shaking ass too. So she's just been out here promoting this album. She recently dropped her features list, which includes Janet Jackson, of course, Megan Thee Stallion. I do believe Lizzo is on there, as well as Kaylani. Tyler is a part of it. Somebody by the name of Cash Cobain, not necessarily familiar with them. I think she also has Selena Gomez, and I'm not sure if that's everybody or not, but I think it could have been about 7 or 8 names that were listed at the time. Now, I have seen some things on Twitter where people are saying that those are not all of the features, but hey, IDK, I'm willing to believe now that those are all of the features in my personal. Could be wrong. Now, she got about 20 something songs on this album, so maybe it is going to be more features, but I think those are likely all the features she has. I mean, she did get online where she kind of talked about some people, I guess she assumed that they didn't believe in her album because they didn't turn in their features, or either decided that they were no longer interested in doing a feature or no longer wanted to do one or whatever. So she did kind of talk about that. So I don't know, but these are the features list. I think a lot of people probably hyped themselves up because they expected Beyonce to be a part of this album, being that she was around Beyonce and Jay-Z and Kelly and stuff. So I think a lot of people hyped themselves up on what they believed her feature list was going to be. And some people may be a bit underwhelmed because of that. But yeah, it is what it is. It's still not gonna stop her from dropping this album. She still seems to be super, super excited about it. She did do an interview with Billboard and also went over to Spotify and did an interview with Kelly Rowland, which I actually really liked that interview that she did with Kelly Rowland. She does talk about, some things that she's gonna get into as far as her relationship with Offset. She says she really could drag him. She really could have him tied the fuck up, but she don't want to be the reason. She just wants to speak a little bit of truth about what she experienced in her relationship and stuff. Not a whole lot, but she said just a little piece, okay? She mentions this song called Shower Tears, where she kind of, opens up a bit more. And I'm looking forward to hearing that song, right? Because she kind of also kind of dropped a few, I think maybe 2 titles or something like that. She kind of alluded to some stuff that was on the album. And I think she's doing a song where it's like salute to certain women and stuff like that. She also talking her SHI. So should be an interesting album. A lot of people are looking forward to it. Now, if I could go back a second to talk about the whole feature situation. The reason I'm thinking that these are now all of the features potentially, and I could be wrong, but the reason that I believe these are all of the features is because on today, Cardi decided to go ahead and announce her tour. She's been talking about it, building up to this moment, and she just said, "Wop baba loo bop wop bamboo." Here you are. We are going to be going on tour next year. She was kind of alluding to it being next year, and it looks like the tour will be kicking off in February in California. All right, and that's interesting because the Super Bowl, I do believe, will be in California as well. So I'm wondering if there's any connection there. I don't think so, because if she's going to be spending so much time training and working for this tour, I doubt she's going to be a part of like any Super Bowl halftime or anything like that. So I am interested in knowing who they're going to get for the Super Bowl halftime, as we are getting closer to that time they announce to us who that person will be. All right, so that is the list there. Cardi B is going to be hitting quite a few locations. Look like she's going to be doing an arena tour. So yeah, shout out to her for doing her thing, and more importantly, sticking to what she said she was going to do. Finally, I know a lot of her fans have been waiting in the wings, like, girl, when is it? When is it? Are you dropping it? Are you dropping it? And she has played possum and April Fool's jokes for many a years. And in this 7 year of completion, she is finally dropping her album, Am I the Drama? And I think it's going to be worth a lot of conversation, whether it's a good album or it's a bad album. We don't know. Okay. And I do feel like, hopefully it's a good album for her. But sometimes when you drop that best album, right, sometimes it's hard to compete, which for me, listening to her talk to Kelly Rowland sounds like she is a perfectionist. She could be very hard on herself. And in these type of situations, in my personal, when it comes to music, you got to just put it out there. You got to just put it out there. Most of the time when people get their first album, it's not another album that can compete. Now, in my personal, don't be trying to come for me, girl. But when it comes to J. Cole, that first album for me, I think it was A Dollar and a Dream. Let me make sure. I think that's what it's, Dollar and a Dream with J. Cole. Or was it 3? that was actually an album, because I believe he has like some mixtapes before that. But let me make sure, child. But that one right there, if you code and he says it, let me see. Yes. No, it was the Come Up. No, not the Come Up. Not that one. Not that one. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me. It has to be The Dollar and the Dream. I believe that's the name of the album. But I do believe he also had a song on there called that too. But whichever album he's sitting in the locker room, that's the one I'm talking about. For me, that right there, Dollar and the Dream 3 was everything. Okay. Loved it. And I mean, he had some other albums that were good. But like that one, like, okay, boom, Cold World, The Sideline Story. That's what it was. Is that right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anywho, girl, that one, the first one I got introduced to, okay, was everything for me. All right. And let's see. Nicki Minaj's first one, girl, like Pink Friday. I mean, I think I like Pink Print too. Pink Print was good, but like that first one was like, period. Okay, period. So I mean, I understand if some people will compare it to that and be like, oh, you know, it's not as good as the whatever. Because I mean, sometimes when you drop that first one, that project, that be the project that we hold so dear to our hearts that we just can't let go. You know what I'm saying? But some people may not like that first one that J. Cole did. That first album, J. Cole, they may not like. They may be like, that's not it, Jamie. It was actually the off season. I like the off season. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it to lie. I like that one too. I like that one too. Okay, so it will be, I think the first one is The Cold World, The Sideline Story would be the first one for me, and then the second one would be Off Season. You know what I'm saying? But I hold Cold World very close to my heart. It's something about that particular album because that's when he was in his storytelling. And I just like when Cole tells stories. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I loved it. But anywho, girl, I'm just rambling. I gotta go. I told y'all I was gonna give y'all a little piece. Now I'm giving y'all a little too much. Make sure you're liking the video, you're commenting, subscribing, sharing the video, and of course, you know I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, telling my priest to the choir, stand with my feet to the fire, give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL, got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it.